Okay, it is Tuesday, November 18th. Your Richland County Board of Commissioners are now in session. Commissioner Tony Vero, joined by Commissioner Mears. We have our County Administrator Andrew Keller.
I don't see.
Commissioner Banks, sorry. I'm all out of, do you have my pen over there? My favorite pen's missing. Oh, that's a disaster. All right. Well, we'll move forward in the absence of my favorite pen. And we have Commissioner Banks, our County Administrator Andrew Keller, Senior Clerk Stacy Crawl, Carl Hunnell's downgrade Hayden Gray. And we have some quick items to go over this morning before we get into budget. So motion to certify the record of proceedings for November 13th, 2025.
We'll move.
Second.
Vero,
Yes.
Mr. Banks.
Yes.
Motion to approve requisitions.
No move.
Second.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Motion to approve the hiring of a clerical position at Child Support. So this would be to Julie Hadala at a rate of $15 per hour, effective December 1, with a 180-day probationary period.
No move.
Second.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Mr. Banks,
Yes.
All right, we're gonna pull the Southern Health Partners Agreement. We need to have Corsa review that, but hopefully we can finally cross that off our list. Okay, next up, we have a request from CSEA to authorize them to close for their Christmas luncheon for 2 hours on December 17th. May we have that motion?
No move.
Second.
Mr. Vero,
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Next up, we have 5 quotes, all from Corson Fire and Security. They're going to be doing various repairs to the fire systems at 5 county locations. The jail would be 1,254.23. Park building would be 1,477.55. 2 CSEA. There's CSEA 1 and CSEA 2, and that would be for 230.92 and 400 even. And then we have the 5th at JFS for 581.01. So 3 of those repairs will be at the building down there at JFS. So may we have a motion to approve those 5 quotes?
I will make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
thanks.
Yes.
All right, we are going to recess and come back at 10:15 for our budget kickoff discussion. Our auditor is going to join us, and I'm going to go search for my pen.
board. So by throwing 22.5 out there,
That's $4.2
you are back,
million.
you came over to the office.
I know, that was just Pat's way of testing this.
All right, we are back and we are kicking off.
Did
What
you
is,
find your pen?
I found my pen, if the
Everyone.
concern. Hayden, you can write that in the article. My famous pen flip, so everyone can see it. Can you do the pen flip?
I'm not good.
Oh,
No, I wasn't a drum major, so
oh. So, we are joined by a concerned and interested citizen, Scott Hyman. He wanted to see this high-tech budget process and thorough. And we are joined by the sandbagger himself, Auditor Dropsy. When last we met for the public's purposes to kick off, Pat had submitted to Stacy initially a sales tax projection of 22.5 million. I believe that the public outcry for such a ridiculous figure has caused him to adjust his figures. And Pat, I wouldn't, if you could tell the public and Hayden what you have since felt comfortable from a revenue perspective from our sales tax, what you've come up to.
we're around over 26. So we're at, about 26.6.
26.7.
Hmm?
26.7 is what you gave.
So you came up $4.2 million.
Yes, I did.
Okay. So you would admit that 22.5 was horrific.
No, it wasn't horrific. It was just low.
I can see it.
Okay. We'll call that low. I'll call it horrific. And so you believe we're going to come in at about 27.4 this year, including the state backfill next month from the sales tax holiday, right? For this year.
As long as the state keeps their word and backfills it, yes. Yes,
So
good.
do you feel we could come up to 26.9 in sales tax?
I don't think that'll be a problem, but I'd rather wait till we get our November amount.
Okay. So you're comfortable right now with the 26.7, and presuming we get the state backfill next month, you think we could come up to 26.9?
No, I'll do 26.9 as long as what I anticipated for this month is what it's either equal to it or higher.
All right. So if we don't get that amount, then we need to
I
drop.
believe we're ahead
What do you mean?
a
We're,
couple percentage.
yeah, we're doing better year to date for sure. And
So the 26.9 should not be a problem in the end,
okay.
but it'll be done within a week.
All right. So Stacy, we're gonna put in 26.9 for now,
Yeah, go ahead.
contingent upon receiving that backfill, and we'd adjust it. Okay. So if I'm looking at that correctly, gonna go down to Stacy's bottom there. That leaves us with $3.9 million to cut to balance.
That's probably the lowest it's been for a long time for you guys to cut 3.9 million over the last couple of years.
I have to go look.
It might be.
Hey, all right.
You're welcome.
All right. So any questions so far, Hayden? Pat?
No.
And please feel free to put that Pat was way wrong.
It's okay.
He was very open to coming out.
Okay, so we usually start with sheriff's office, right?
Yes,
Because
the biggest.
they represent 42% of the general fund. Am I showing we need to cut real quick about 8.1%? Stacy?
I don't know. I didn't do the percentage.
We're at 48,197. Which means we gotta cut 3.9 million, which is about 8.1%. That's what I show. All right. That's still a lot. So we know we have a request for cruisers.
It's not in the general fund.
You already took that out.
Because if you allot anything, it's always in capital, so it's not even.
What about the jail repairs? Did you leave those in?
Yeah.
All right, so we know we can move, well, Daryl, don't you think we can move we move jail repairs, and the body scanner and other requests to capital, and that doesn't mean we're going to approve them all, but I think that would be an appropriate discussion for capital.
I think it would all be capital if we approve it. I don't think we're gonna.
No, and I think there's been some conversations I think you had with the sheriff that I think doing all 6 cruisers and the jail and the body scanner and the doors and security panel, it's 1.2, 1.3 million.
It's not all gonna happen.
I would say that's not all gonna happen. We know that,
I would say a lot of it.
and the sheriff has since said that the sheriff or the major in budget session said the jail kitchen repair is the high priority, right?
Yes,
At least move that out of capital, Stacy. Do we do that?
Yeah, I gotta try to figure out how much I'm
I
looking
can
for
grab
it.
it. Hold on.
I don't remember what they put in and then what Josh put in. I think that was in their equipment, so.
Pull it up.
550 is the kitchen remodel. And the body scanner was 160.
Nope.
and the kitchen repair may be slightly down, but there'll be something else that costs more, but we've got somebody that can fix some of the equipment, so we might save up to 100,000.
Yep. So that would just be less on capital.
But if it goes like everything else,
What about the 4 exterior doors? 40,000.
I would move the body scanner. They mentioned trying to look for a grant for the body scanner. So if we're talking about priorities, to me, that would be fourth. Not that the body scanner isn't important, but they had previously secured a grant for that. So my thought would be to prioritize the jail and the doors and access panels, because that's all part of that.
and I think the scanner is important, but I would think we would do the others first.
Right.
And they got the other one paid for by some large local donors that helped out.
And they have since got some revenue, I believe around 100,000 for old vehicles or parts. And we said if we don't do the full 6 cruisers, I think we'd be willing to let them utilize those funds for at least 1 or 2 cruisers, because they have a third on the way, right? From the insurance claim, we believe.
I'm leaning towards 2.
Yeah, so I am too. Use $100,000, maybe what's it, about 70 for a cruiser? 70, 75?
Yeah.
So they can use that 100, we'll throw another 25 and then the insurance claim, and that's 3 cruisers. That's my thought.
I'm still thinking 2.
Okay, I'm fine. So then they could just use that 100 for the cruiser, so. Yeah. All right,
What am I doing with the 40,000 for the doors?
I would move that to capital as well.
Want to leave 3 in and we can take it out later?
Well, it's still, they're in capital now anyway.
Okay.
Remember to account that.
Yes. I gotta make sure we know that.
One thing, Stacy, I took a look at salaries and we know we have increases, and I didn't want to get into a situation we had this year where we're gonna have to add money. But I do think that their salary request at the jail is a little high. I think we could do 5,674,106 for their salaries in jail. And why don't we do 5.7? So, okay. Let's look at their last pay here. Hold on. Just double check to make sure my math is correct.
What's their percentage increase?
Oh, 6, but that's already taken place,
I know, but it'll take place next year.
correct? So,
Bringing it up.
it might be a little too low. Let me go to,
I can't do their last pay. It's a little low.
right, hold on, I'm getting there.
Well, we can do it anyway, see what it comes up to.
So their last pay. Let's use the 203, it's anywhere from 202 to, let's use 203, 146. 203, 146 times 1.06 times 24. That's still like 4.
Times 26.
26.
We have 20.
26, you're right, hold on. 26, 5281, that's still 5281, that's why I said my amount of 54 when I was going through this to try to prep, I still think that's pretty good, don't you? Why don't you do 5.7 for jail salaries?
5.8 this year so far. Well, that was the,
No, that's up above, that's 580.
And what percentage increase are they getting?
I did 6. Then that's still another 300 grand on top of that. So if you do 203,000, okay, times 26, that's 5.278. If you multiply that by 6%, now it's 559. So yeah, might as well do 5.7. Well, yeah, do 5.7.
Okay.
Conversely, if you look at law enforcement, I think we can come down a little bit on those salaries. So let's go to law enforcement and take a look. You go to the LE side. Munis isn't working, I'll blame Pat.
I'll blame Chicago right now.
What?
Blame Chicago
I
right
was on some calendar issues earlier, but let's try this again. There we go. So I show. They are coming in at around. Yeah, there's some technical issues right now. Try this again. All right, here we go. So I show their past couple pays. Their highest is 173.
Mhm.
You do one. Let's say you did 169. That's by far the highest. Let's say you did 169,000 times 26 times 1.06. That's 4.65. They're wanting what? Let's see here.
Did you do the percentage increase?
They are asking for 4.92. I said, I think you could come to 4.8. I think you can come down to 4.8. That's still plenty of cushion and that's not a ton of reduction, but.
Your multiplier 0.06 is 4.65.
Right, so I think 4.8, that's still more. All right. Let's see about 911. I think 911 is pretty close. That's with I have salary requests for 911 is pretty much spot on. That's what I have for their salary request. All right, Daryl, so you want to start with the jail or law enforcement and other items? We've removed capital. You want to do law enforcement or the jail?
Let's do law enforcement.
Okay.
Just FYI, when we change salaries, formulas automatically change the PERS and the other stuff.
We still haven't received a personal service schedule on those. Here's what my notes show. Gasoline's. How do you really know what gas is gonna do, right? Requesting a little less in termination payouts. When's gas gonna go down, Daryl?
Uh, February the 14th.
Are you making that up?
Yes.
So let's look at gasoline right now, because that's one we can kind of look at. So for the year right now, Stacy,
That's through November.
yep. They're at 100 and basically 140, 141,000.
Yep. And that was this November was their highest. September was their highest month.
So if you take the average, that shows 153,818. I want 183.
Not sure when that was, but I saved it.
I think we could come down to 175 again, don't you? That we gave them for last year.
Of course it is.
Yeah, I think it's gonna come down.
Two greatest. Yes.
That would still be the highest we've ever, the taxpayers have ever approved.
Look at shares. It's paid people.
So that for now.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good on the law enforcement side, don't you think?
So we've trended between, say, 230 and $260,000 year over year for the last 4 to 5 years for the sheriff. This is 550, so I wonder if we want to end up more at the 4.65 we discussed. You see how that's quite a jump over what we've trended.
All right, do 4.7 for salary, Stacy. Andrew convinced me. So when they get mad, just tell them Keller.
Yep.
Did that. That's a Keller change. Law enforcement's usually more spot on because they have less employees and they know.
This is a cut. We're just trying to.
No. Remember, we had that discussion with the juvenile court. And it was a good discussion.
Fund increase.
I said, we've never, ever cut your budget since I took office and respectful discussion was, well, yes, you have. I go, no. We may have reduced your requests, but every year since I took office. Yeah. Right. So
Correct.
I mean,
this isn't a cut. It's an increase. It's just a reduction in the request.
frankly, it's a projection based upon increases that we've approved and based upon actuals up to date.
And
With
there's
some cushion.
only one person short in LE last time they were here. I think he said they only had one more position to fill in LE.
That sounds.
We've never heard from in years. I
Oh,
don't,
yeah, no, they've been really short, so.
No, they've been good on the LE side. It was the correction side they've
Yeah.
been short on. LE, they've been
I think-
steady.
Major said they were only short one person.
And they've been running very good on the EMA or the 911 too.
Yeah. All right, so that's good for law enforcement. All right, now let's go to jail. Oof. Just right now, what is the overall request for the jail? We've crossed over $10 million. It's expensive to run a jail, Mr. Hyman.
Or jail prevention.
Now, we do get a contribution from the city. I do think there will be time for discussion with some other municipalities, right? But that's another talk show, but city does pay for beds. Do we believe that food number? I know we have contractual increases. What do we think on the food, Keller?
Well, it goes up every year and it will.
And,
No more, well,
um,
I'd budget for the contracted max increase.
yeah, but there might be more when and if we shut down the kitchen.
Yeah, it's going,
I wouldn't mess with that because we have increased costs there with that.
will have increased.
And is this projection take into account that the community alternative center, I mean, our per diem,
They had a separate budget. Yeah, the per diem will go up more because it's less food.
Yeah.
that number might be low.
Not the supplies food. See what the last,
Interesting. Zero about 85%. School's budget is sheriff's salary. Not adding in.
Look at the health insurance for it. Goodness gracious.
and I,
The bed's still lower than 85.
Yeah, so, yeah.
once December hits,
Yeah.
first pay in December, I'll be able to look at that health insurance. But they said they had some people,
So you took out the 550, the 40, the 160 and the 25 in the equipment.
take out the 25. What's the 25 for?
Key control.
Oh, I did not take the 25 out.
So we can take 25 out of equipment. So if we're at 902,513. Minus,
Government change.
I'm at 127,513 for equipment. The repairs maintenance is what Josh gave you, correct?
Yeah.
We don't want to touch that. What's the mobile X-ray lab under medical service?
They bring in a mobile X-ray unit rather than take them to the hospital.
Okay, and they have also treatment. They have 79.8 for legal. Where are they this year on legal?
$21,767.
We gave them 76 last year.
They've been at 70, 80, 76, 76.
They've spent 5, 19, 22, 6. I think we could bump that down to 50, don't you? I do 50 for legal.
What do we see for this year?
21,
Hold on, man.
21,760. That's what the year to date.
50 seems reasonable, especially looking at past years. Majority of their legal services are Corsa, which outside,
Actually show they're only at 8,979 this year. Why do I show we revised it to 25,000 for 2025, Stacy?
Right back.
What's that?
Let me look.
In Munis, it shows we revised it to 25, but in the budget, you have,
No, are you in the jail?
oh, no, you're right. I'm at legal. Hold on. So where do you show them for action?
Started 76
All right, yeah,
and they've spent 21.8.
I do 50.
Last year it was 37. Year before it was 22. I just lost it.
Ah.
Yeah, I finally found it.
Okay. What's the 75 for the non-contract services again?
So they moved it out of contract services into non-contract services because the auditors enforcing the contract services.
Yeah,
You have to have a contract to pay from contract services. So they were moving. So it was we reduced contract services by 75.
Daryl, I don't know if there's much more wiggle room there at the jail.
Or I could tell 8 as a year to date on,
Yes.
okay,
I was looking at the LE.
okay.
And I think there can be some adjustment in health insurance, but I want to wait until that. Because they're looking at like, oh, what's the percentage increase?
7.7, isn't it?
Yeah, so let's see.
When I spoke to the Hermit Club last night, they were staggered to see that our health insurance costs have gone up 40%, projected into next year since 2022.
Crazy though.
But we're planning to spend around 5.5 to $5.4 million in health insurance premiums next year.
Good thing you're good stewards.
A lot of money.
Absolutely.
There is.
I'll look at that because where that number went. If I pick where I think they're gonna end and add the 7.7%, it's under $1 million, so. We'll have to go back and look at health insurances.
Okay. I don't know if there's much else there, Daryl, on the jail side. What
Yeah.
does that bring us to, Stacy?
No, I gotta get my mouse back up. I can ask the sheriff's office to relook at their health insurance line items. Put it on them first and then I'll look at it too, but.
I just want to see where we were for the jail. Were we still above 10? Yeah, we still 10.
And they,
Okay. All right. Well, we can look at 911 now. Salaries are good for 911.
That's salary. Big increase,
Don't forget we have the contract.
yeah.
I show with my projections, we're pretty much
And comparatively speaking, there's nothing there to,
oh,
Adjust.
There's really nothing in 911.
Solutions for health. If you take it divided by 3,
Yeah, I wouldn't,
In contract,
27,
Right.
what's that?
that's 54. That
my non-contract services is wrong, I think.
I hope it's wrong to the better while we want it.
Yeah,
I'll need to make some kind of,
I have,
that much, 350. 52.
And
Got
again,
9,000.
I have 80 on this one.
raise some premiums.
Did I reduce contract service?
Surveying.
Where are you at? Yeah, I show,
I reduced contract
Projection
services.
for the jail for next year, over $1 million.
yeah, you reduce, so
That's why.
The jail?
I was just looking to see when up.
that's right.
Yeah, because I reduced contract services. Our contract services was forced.
That would have been a big jump for us.
Yeah, it would have.
Okay, well, there's really not much to cut there.
You're gonna be close to 9.
I put her
Share.
on that health insurance. Let me see where they're at.
25.
So we'll beat that this year.
No, no, no. Yes. 125 is,
Well, that's all.
okay, okay, yeah.
So we'll beat that. by-
Oh, we're down 300. Get closer to that number, that's on the. I think.
Anything else there?
No,
All right, let's go to common pleas, general division next. Adult courts requesting less than what they had last year. So that's pretty spot on. Big question is, Daryl, what do you want to do with the servers? So they're requesting new servers for cost of $309,000. If you recall, they had said to us, well, they were not new when we received them. And here we are 7 years later,
planned.
and they had no plan to replace them or anything. And it was, hey, we need $309,000 to replace servers. And I said, well, how is there not a plan in place to plan for this ahead of time? And they didn't disagree. Question for them and the IT department, I guess. So, Mr. Concerned Citizen, you're in the private sector. How does that work?
The budget for new fleets, that with annual technology upgrade. Built the budget.
Right. That would seem responsible and logical. I would take that out and move that to capital for now, but I'm not inclined to approve that without a discussion about some other special projects fund, because I don't think it's fair to the detriment of the rest of the general fund and even capital monies to say, hey, we haven't had a plan in place and all of a sudden we need $300,000. So I would remove the $309,000.
Can't remove it all, because only they have $15,000 for miscellaneous
There you go.
their equipment, so they get 15.
There you go.
Computer is a
And I'll have a chat with them.
Court does. I don't know. It would,
leverage that if we get to a point where we.
it's the purpose.
Actually, do something.
Other than you're right.
I'm trying to remember, I gotta go back to my notes. Their contract services are up substantially. Hold on. 50%. We said we knew there would be some increases we'd have to absorb for the fourth courtroom, but they are up 135% since 2023.
Is it transcription? What was the? The budget hearing explanation was.
What's that?
The explanation for the increase 50%
I don't recall.
increase from last year actual. So I'm wondering, is that because of transcription services? Do you recall?
I'm trying to go to my notes. I want to look at Fund 119 right now too. Remember I had this conversation when they said they didn't have a lot of outside general fund? They've been depleting their funds for improvements in the new courtroom. And I said, is that so? Because they have $460,000 in special projects fund right now alone. So I would think they should be able to use some of that money for servers.
Yes.
So remember when they said they didn't have any money?
The auditor already was thinking about that.
And they,
Oh, I checked our courts. Hayden, our courts have a lot of non-general funds and I checked those balances. To give you an idea, Mr. Media, I check those with regularity too. Hold on a second, I'll pull that up.
the fourth courtroom certainly will add
Correct.
cost.
I knew that.
However, that was kind of a special project to get that going, so they ought to be able to contribute.
I show we had $1.8 million last year at the end of 2024 in court outside funds that weren't in the general fund. 1.8 million. I have them all, every number.
Now, they say the initial quote for support services of the new servers is $66,000 for 3 years. I suspect maybe they're factoring a portion of that contract service
Yep.
request, but that would be presumably 22,000 plus or minus for year one.
I'd reduce it 22,000. Stacy.
Not sure if that's 66,000 a year, Stacy, or if that's 66,000 stretched over 3 years.
Let me see where they're at too.
Look at their.
We're looking at contract services, right?
Yes.
It's hard to tell. They haven't paid anything in November. They're at 137.
That would have been their court IT budget.
I'm in their court IT budget right now.
Yes, okay, yeah.
They want new servers and storage arrays for the 2026 budget. Here's their contract services.
If they spend everything they've encumbered, it would be 163. Like I said, they haven't paid anything in November.
They're on track for 163 for this year, Stacy.
If they spent everything
Okay,
that's currently encumbered,
but have we increased them from 151?
they had money encumbered.
Oh,
So they started the year with 187.
I'd leave it
We
at
could lower it more than 22. 25 or 30.
make it. Like, they have the contracts listed, but it doesn't like they're spending what there's. I mean, they have a lot. Here's the amounts.
I'd have to go back and compare to like what they're paying now to,
Right,
but they, do- yeah, they have everything listed.
We could do this year's projected actual, maybe plus 5%.
Oh, they did put. Oh, I don't know what that is.
the 4-year support agreement above the contract services line item.
I don't know if that's added in their total or,
It doesn't appear to be.
okay.
I don't even know what they're doing. It's not in the right spot.
Have to have my adding machine to do.
I would. Well, if you don't include the 60, if you do the 235 and 66, which could be the new support agreement would be related to the servers. We should. I'd leave it, right? I don't know. I'd leave it for now. I did ask the judge, so if you look at their personal service schedule, they did request an hourly increase beyond the 3.5% for one of the two employees. But they both cumulatively came to 7.5%. And their rationale was that that employee had been doing a good job while there's been some leave and related to the fourth courtroom. And they did request that employee get a little more while the other employee didn't get the 3.5%. And I said, okay. So that was the rationale for that. We didn't discuss that, but then Brent came down and we talked about it. So I said, that's okay. I don't see anything else in court IT. You? All right. All court's fine. They want less. You had the general division, right? It's juror fees. You scroll down a little bit. I don't think there's a lot of fat there, Daryl. Those are based off the rates and the salaries, and they're not asking much more than what we gave last year.
No,
Anything? I mean,
No, I don't. I think it's pretty tight.
yeah,
we're only asking for, well,
37 grand.
yeah.
The bottom line's tight and the individual line items are tight. So I don't,
They're seeking only a 3% budget increase, what they got last year. With insurance going up 7.7%, so,
Yeah, their insurance actually is going down.
yeah,
They're predicting, so.
see much more there.
I think it's good.
Okay, well, that's common please, right?
Mhm.
Go to the other big one right now, juvenile.
Yep.
This is gonna be a difficult budget process. So looking at my notes from juvenile. Staffing is up some. I show they have 39 full-time. They're, according to Munis, by the time they submitted their budget, I tried to track it. They have 39 full-time. They are expecting retirement and 5 part-time. My budget notes show the following. Revenue's down 12% due to the county not coming along with them. Equipment is up significantly as a request of the EBS digital courtroom. That's a $62,000 cost. I think we can move that to capital though, Stacy. Take 62 out.
Okay, hold on. Remove 62,000, is that what you said?
Yes.
Yes.
Biggest problem with their budget is the revenue
Yeah, it's down 12%.
and the work that we're doing on their changing the cells, whatever they want to call them. Is gonna close down some of the revenue till we get that done. And that's gonna be a 2 to 3 month process. In addition to losing a big one.
So we move the BIS digital. All right. $2,000. Let's see here. Salaries are much higher. Termination. I don't see much there, man.
Be hard to predict where and what, if they're going to have less detention. Residents. Some of these small costs might come down a
I
little.
mean, we approved 3.550. And they're requesting 3,788. But if we take the 62,000. It's. Health insurance, BWC charge, I mean. They usually do a pretty good job of projecting, don't they, Stacy? I don't see much else there.
If you blend the increases across the court and detention, salaries are up between 5% and 6%.
Yeah, but I'm showing an additional, they want a couple more people, right?
They do.
We have less people there,
No, their ADP's up.
yeah, but it's going to be going down for 2 or 3 months out of the year.
It's true.
Have half their capacity shut down for 2 or 3 months.
I would think while we're working on balancing the budget, any additions to headcount across offices would be the things that we want to put a pin in and come back to.
May have to reduce the salary request a little bit there. I mean, it's one of our largest places. I don't know, man. What do you think, Daryl, Andrew? Concerned citizen, what do you think? Now, by law, a court's request, as we all know and love, is presumed reasonable and necessary.
Other than 62,000, I don't see a lot we can do on the court services side. As to the detention, which are we gonna get there? Or
Yeah, I don't,
Agree with that, but on detention. That's where they wanted to hire more people, right?
Starting with
they've really increased their head count though, you guys. I mean, 2020, their request was 26 full-time, 4 part-time. 2026, their request is 30 full-time, 8 part-time. Munis shows right now that they have 31 full-time employees and 4 part-time employees. Because they're hard. Remember, they have different hours than the part-time people. So what I do is I go into their request and then I go into Munis and I just punch full-time and part-time and what are they spitting out? What's Munis showing? Because again, they do have turnover and detention. We know that their detention was low. We know we had to bring up some of the detention salaries. They've had a lot of turnover. We knew that. So that I show their salaries are up 11%. That corresponds with head count and up 30% in 3 years. Detentions, that they added some teaching positions. The average daily population is up. They're seeing an increase in gun specs. Their Title I funds for tutors are drying up. And they're asking that the detention budget bear those costs. They've also increased their starting wage for detention. The turnover rate was at 70 to 80%. They're in the process of replacing air handlers, which is why there's a big increase in miscellaneous repairs. Could we move air handlers to capital as well?
I don't know why we couldn't do that, but I hesitate to add food or to add any employees till we get straightened out on the detention center.
and their salary's gonna have to drop during that 3-month
Yes,
stint too.
Well, but then is there gonna be unemployment costs?
I don't know.
Are they gonna have to lay people off?
I don't know what they're gonna do.
and we have some juveniles will have to store somewhere else. Being the wrong word. Well,
Commissioner says we need to store juveniles somewhere else.
we'll have to place them somewhere.
There you go. The head count's a real issue. I mean, let's be honest, they have increased their head count. And they are the courts.
Well, why don't we move the air handlers as well as the 52,000? And
Maybe Cliff, when he gets back, and have a discussion on manpower with them.
yes,
with the tight budget, I think any public office is going to understand. Commissioners will have extra scrutiny for additional,
I don't think we can add,
not to say we're.
I don't think we can bear those tutors. I really don't. Their revenue's down 12%, you guys. So
Yeah.
It's going like this.
They're gonna lose revenue during this repair process for additional expenses, as we were discussing. Which they alluded to at their budget hearing, that they may have to find. Typically, other counties are storing their kids here, Daryl. Just kidding, but yeah, typically, we contract with other jurisdictions to keep their juveniles. And we may have to rely on other counties for a time.
Hold on, I'm looking for the air handler cost. Pat's computers aren't working for me.
Andrew seems to be doing okay.
He must have a special password.
He does.
Hill 123.
Where is that at? I'm trying to find their air handler cost. Hold on. What's that?
In detention in there, is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, I'm looking at expense budget detail.
Just, it doesn't list it, but it just says,
Various, 53.3,
yeah, it just says it's 55.3
55.3.
repairs. I don't know if that's all handler. I mean, because they had 16,000 for this year, various repairs.
I-
Don't know how much to remove for the air handler.
What do we give them for 2025?
They spent 16. 55, we could maybe move 30.
They encumbered money last year, so they started with $28,500 and they've spent 26,000 this year. So they've spent 26,181 this year. We have tried to make them more accountable in their budget to know the true cost. That's why we added juvenile into the maintenance budget too, for those costs, but
Take 20,000 out of that, and we'll note that we moved 20,000 for capital discussion. And I think we just need to come to a decision on the head count. They're gonna have a period of time where there's not gonna be as many juveniles. I show that they want. I mean, they are now at 31 full-time and 4 part-time. And just in 2020, they were at 26 full-time and 4 part-time. In 22, they requested 27 full-time, 5 part-time. 23, they requested 26 full-time, 5 part-time. 2024, they requested 25 full-time. Now they're up to 30 full-time. And 8 part-time.
I don't think we add anybody until after those discussions.
it did say they moved that one teacher from part-time to full-time,
Yeah,
but the only one I remember them saying.
I'd reduce it. Even if you're at $1.4 million. We approved 3.5 for salaries, right? That's 1,449. Now, we know they want to go up. And they increase their detention.
Probably want to make sure we at least, if you combine courts plus detention, that they get at least 3.5% on their salary line item. I don't think we want to end up below that.
Right, for sure.
Guess we can figure out what that number would be.
Hold on a second. see this here. So if I start in detention,
I have 1,465,375.
let's see where they're gonna end this year at though. So right now, let's see, that's through November 14th pay, Pat. So we're at how many, through how many pays?
We've had 23.
23. So 1194,059 divided by 23 times 20. So 1397049 and the court side. Where are they at right now?
What they're at, a detention?
They asking for in the court side again.
Court side. They're asking for 2342.
You sure you did the
Is that right?
detention
Hold on.
or
But you did it.
working on?
I'm in. Let me try this again. Oh, no, that's detention. I'm sorry. Go to detention again. Gee. So again, I want to show, so I'm looking at this right. Right now through 23 pays in the detention. Although Pat's Munis system calls it juvenile attention, JUVATTN, by the way, Patrick.
I don't know, I'm
I
looking.
show they are at 1194058. So if you 1194059 divided by 23 times 26, that is 1349805. If you do 3.5% raises, that's 1397049. But we know that they're increasing. I would do 1454025.
1, 4.
54025. Just don't know if we can bear the additional tutors and the headcount increase when detention's gonna be down for a while.
We take a look, we can take a look at it when we get back to
We
100.
can't just keep improving.
So if you subtract the projected actual from the 1,454, then divide that by the projected actual, let's get a percentage increase.
Well, heck, it's a. If we approved last year 1.4. If you do 3.5 off of what we approved, it's 1,449.
If you do 3.5,
Even more than 3.5 off of what we approved for last year.
it's
They're not gonna
significantly
spend it.
more than 3.5 over actual.
I mean, look at where they just were in 2023.
And you say they're not gonna spend that.
What?
250 more.
That's a lot.
I would,
Yeah, I think that's good for now, and they may be a little upset, but I just don't know. We gotta reduce some requests somewhere, and they're one of our biggest budgets, and we haven't really.
Yeah,
The commissioners approved nearly a 7% increase from 24 to 25, so.
Okay. Don't see much more out of there. We removed the air handler. We reduced the salaries. What about anything on the court side, Daryl?
be a big increase in
And look, we've picked up a lot of capital costs at the juvenile court
Yes,
detention center too, don't forget.
yeah. Residential treatment's up almost 30%.
And I mean, this is just budgeting discussion. They've certainly said, hey, revenue's up in the past. Well, if revenue's down 12% too, then you can't expect the same increases.
Works both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, revenue's significantly down. Revenue's down 12%, like I said. They want 38 full-time, 5 part-time. That is. Eunice shows 39 full-time, 5 part-time. The request in 22 was 39 full-time, 6 part-time, so they're not anything there. I mean, that's about where they've sort of been at. I don't see much there, you guys.
I'd say leave it where it's at. Peter.
All right, I think that's a good stopping point for now. Holy cow, 1.8, and we've gone over our big. We're gonna have a hard time balancing. We still got 1.8 to go, Pat,
I know.
and those are our big ticket items.
Probably get $500,000 out of the audit budget.
Yeah, you got $500,000 somewhere in there? Any questions so far?
Just so that I understand it and that folks that may read this understand it, when you take funds, move them from
General,
here, right, to capital, can you just kind of explain what that means so that the average person can understand?
So that would be a capital request, right? That generally isn't part of your operating budget. Capital requests are often your more expensive requests, which would certainly impact the general fund. Now, moving it to capital doesn't mean we're going to approve it. I think we've been pretty clear that the sheriff isn't going to get all the cruisers. Asking for 1.2 million in capital in 1 year is a lot for. Now granted, they're 42% of the budget. So we are taking large capital requests, moving them over capital budget where we have money, which is the capital funding's for. That's why we have it. And then when we're through the general fund, we'll go back and discuss the capital requests as to what we would approve. We can get with Josh and their handlers for juvenile court. Again, I don't see the sheriff's office getting all of their capital. We know we're gonna do the jail kitchen, sure. I'm not sure where the servers sit. I think we're gonna ask the court for a plan as opposed to just saying, hey, we need $300,000, particularly when they have $500,000 sitting in a special project fund, right? I think there could be a discussion about maybe a split or a plan for replacement. But I certainly don't think it's fair to ask the general fund to pay $300,000 when this should have been an anticipated expense. So that's how we handle that. Large capital requests will get moved to capital for discussion.
The only other thing too was, however you described it, I thought was important because, right, when people hear things like when you reduce, you said it in a way that made sense. When you reduce one of these numbers, it's not.
What we reduced today it's still not a reduction from where prior actuals were. It's just a reduction in request as a part of any normal budgeting process.
And it's still hidden to understand too, because they typically, these are our budget work sessions.
Yeah.
Carl wouldn't typically tune in, I don't believe,
Oh, he would come and sit here. Oh, yeah.
in all of them.
A lot of them.
But my point being, it's really all in draft format. Wise, so numbers could go up, they could go down.
But I think one of the things
We'll have
that
more cutting to do before.
Hayden might be talking about is when you reduce the request for salaries, it also affects PERS and Medicare automatically, because you, as you pointed out to him earlier, that's a calculation that's built into that.
If we
And
lower,
affect two other line items if they reduce the request for salaries.
Okay. All right. We will recess at 11:25
Adjourn.
or adjourn, sorry.